I'd like to talk about a witness that testified. Her name is Shannon Brower. This, in the opinion of Bindover, is the person who supposedly observed the trigger being pulled, or so the courts would say. Despite the fact that she testified that she heard a noise that she could not actually associate with the trigger being pulled. It could have been a rock, it could have been a bottle, it could have been anything. She later testified a bottle was broken next to her. Also the same person that, when I ran into another witness who never testified at Walmart in Gaylord, told me she never even came out of her house to see all this stuff. My issue here is, she was so scared at the preliminary examination, it was obvious she was lying. She almost broke down in tears. You could just see it, right? Well, one of the things they instruct the jury on when they decide whether to believe a witness testimony or not is to observe basically their body language and stuff, whether they're believable, which she totally wasn't. So to cure this problem, Officer Crane and Officer Calvinoff pretended like they tried to find her, even though they never went to the address on her ID. They called her dad's and left a message which wasn't the address on her ID. Claimed she moved hundreds of miles away, even though she had a P.O. box in Gaylord, and the Postmaster General verified that somebody does pick the mail up. They never tried to contact her through the mail, and they tried this 2 days before my trial to even contact her, period, so they could hold what's called a due diligence hearing, where they determine whether they practice due diligence in trying to contact the witness. Now, the standards on the legal behind this, the law, is that a witness's testimony can be used if the defendant was given an adequate opportunity for prior cross-examination. The reason why it wasn't adequate was she was never supposed to testify at the preliminary. She gave another witness a ride, sat in the courtroom, listened to all their lies that the guys were locked up, what we were saying when they're testifying, went out in the hallway, told everybody the lies to try and get their story straight. Some guy I don't even know named Terry Black gave the cops a statement saying they're trying to get their story together, and I don't know this guy. I'm not from up north. Well, anyways, at trial, because they didn't have her, they took the jury out, held the due diligence hearing, decided they were going to use her testimony. A college student sitting with the prosecuting office as part of her class for her credits got on the stand and read her transcripts and acted it out as if she was this witness. I don't even believe the jury never knew this wasn't the witness. That's your confrontation issue that I raised. They say this is not a confrontation issue because I cross-examined her at the preliminary. I was unprepared. She wasn't supposed to testify. I didn't know what she was saying. Shit she said was different from her statements. That is not... They're trying to say I didn't violate my confrontation clause under the 14th Amendment. What do you think? If you were on the jury, would you want to know this is the real witness or a college student acting it out? You tell me.